Hey YouTube, coming at you with the Great League team, built around Corsola. So you saw Jellicents in the video yesterday, you seen Corsola in the video today. I think ghosts are very strong in the meta right now. I think that between fairies, some fairies getting buffed, leading to some darks, like Aerial Ace got nerfed on Mandibuzz, and Mandibuzz just got a direct nerf, and then just more fairies, so darks kind of got nerfed there. At the same time, normal typings, some like Ferret, Diggersby are a lot lower than they were last season. So I think Ghost has a lot of play this season. So I started with the Ghost. You still want to cover a Dark just in case, right? So that's where the Dene comes in. And then the only other thing I was looking for is like, okay, if you do see a potential like Diggersby or something, you would be in trouble here. So I was looking up safe swaps plus an answer to Diggersby, and Primeape is one of the best safe swaps in the meta. Just being able to, with the Rage Fist, close combat, even in bad matchups, kind of either throw the close combat or Rage Fist your way, potentially grabbing a shield. So that is why it is the safe swap. Let's take a look at the battles. Ferret lead, right? So there's a Sucker Punch user where I'm resisting. So they're staying in. They can, right? They can throw a bunch of Swifts. They do make a really nice catch on Toescroll, or just throwing right when I get to the move is maybe not smart. So this Workhorse Hole is just going to come in. You know, my IVs are not the most amazing. It's the best I had at the time when I built it up, and I kind of built it right before the Toronto Regionals last year, which I don't even know if it was the right move to do that. But this is the only one I had, so 815.5 is what we're going to run with. Getting to the Nightshade, and now may have to shield here. I probably could live and get to a move here. We'll see what I want to do. I can live a Seed Bomb, yeah. It was some optimal IVs. I'm okay. What's not okay is throwing a double resisted Nightshade when you have Power Gem. So that's unfortunate. I will get back into Dene. May shield up, yeah. Want to shield up a move, potentially wanting to boost my defense before I have to take a Swift, but they could get to another move here, yeah. Not going to double shield. I don't think that's worth it. But one shield is fine, knowing I'm going to boost my defense right here. But the Swifts come fast, right? This is why Ferret's still, I think, strong. Swift and Trailblaze and Sucker Punch didn't get nerfed. It just kind of the way in the meta, it's a little weaker than before. They are jumping around a lot on their end. So here comes a Parabolic Charge on Toadscroll, and they do shield, which is kind of interesting. I didn't know if they. I don't know if that was the right play, but they are getting to a move here, so maybe it was the right play. Primeape is super glassy, so definitely needs some shields. But Primeape is also pretty attack heavy, and Wigglytuff's half normal. So if they let this go, I will chip this quite a lot. And they do, and that is huge. I chip them to the deep red. I'm out of Reach Fist, it's double resisted, but they're deep red, so they may be scared. Yeah, that would probably take them out. And there we go. I got the Wiggly. I grabbed a shield, and I put this within 1 HP on a Wiggly that otherwise is just going to dominate Primeape. So they're throwing blind. They kind of have to. They do take out that, but I will go down there. Just can't overcome it. But you know what? This is what makes Primeape strong as a safe swap. Corsola lead. So, I'm going to outpace for sure. Going to get to the Parabolic Charge and try just optimal timing. 14 versus 15 fast moves here. Boost the defense. Does some decent chip. And they are trying to, I don't know, overfarm / fast move time. I don't know what they were doing, but I'm out of move. So you best believe I'm going to boost my defense for a second time before I take the first move here. So boost my defense twice. I've already grabbed a shield. Nightshade's lands, but they're going to need another one. And they give up switch into Wiggly. So I obviously do not have a great answer in the back to Wiggly because I have a Ghost and a Fighting. So 2 for 2 here. I guess this maybe was the second or third battle. Seeing another Wigglytuff. Which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. I'm going to come with Corsola because I've already grabbed 2 shields, and Corsola, it's got some bulk. It can take these moves. It can take an Icy Wind. It can take these charms, and just wanting to chip as much as I can. The goal is to put Wiggly as low as I can before having to have Primeape see this. I may shield. I may just want, when they give up switch, I'm going to instant swap. Don't care. This is fine. And why this is fine is because I have a 2 shield advantage, and I am going to Rage Fist every 8 turns, which I can very easily time on a 3-turn fast move, right? Because it's 2 and 3 here, or 4 and 3. So 2 versus 3 turns or 8 versus 9. So it's very easy to time the fast move to minimize their energy while at the same time continuing to just boost the crap out of your attack. And here comes a third one. So third Rage Fist, already double boosted. Does not quite take out, but now that Karate Chop's, just short. Gonna have to burn the shield. But I'm 3 times boosted, so almost at no matter what comes in. Unless they snipe me. But not enough to take me out. So I bank the move. Get to the stone. Get to the power gem here. Take this out with the power gem. Azumarill's low. Corsola comes in. I banked the Rage Fist. So I have the Rage Fist. I label this one insane too. Get the Rage Fist off. Take out the Corsola. Counter or Karate Chop down the 2 turn versus 3 turn Azumarill there. Crazy matchup. Giratina. Dragon Breath. I mean, Dragon Breath's resisted, but so is Thunder Shock. But obviously, Play Rough is super effective, and Shadow Sneak is only neutral. Ancient Power, okay. I've seen a couple with Ancient Power now. I don't know if it's a recommended moveset. I haven't checked Giratina or like a content creator put out Ancient Power. I've seen Ancient Power Giratinas everywhere. But you know what? They do let it go, which is nice. So that one shots. I'm going to boost my defense here, but more importantly, I'm going to probably grab a shield, and I'm instant swapping. And the reason I'm instant swapping is because otherwise they were just going to farm down and come out with like, 2 to 3 extra fast moves of energy. That would be very valuable for both Primeape and Corsola here. So it is not worth getting farmed down for no reason there. We do CMP. I'm going to force... They'll get a shield from me, but I'm going to force one back here if they want to keep this going. If not, Primeape's going to have to try and sweep at the end game here. See what they have in the back. You know what? I am coming Primeape. Am I going to have to shield anyways? I think it's okay, because I think Primeape with some energy, potentially being able to get to like a close combat and like reset here potentially, which I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go close combat and potentially reset here and hope that I don't get farmed down here, because if I get farmed down, I'm screwed. Yeah, I'm screwed. Because now I'm going to get... Well, I assume Air Cutter super effective should one-shot here, but it does not. Ooh, but they have back-to-back moves. Yeah, it's kind of a weird one, non-Shadow Primeape. You're not... You're pretty glassy, but you're not like... Why everything's going to one-shot you. Glassy. Stunfisk here. Going to... Obviously, Terrible Leaf for Dedenne. Let it go, because I don't even know what's in the back yet. But they're not getting out. So, they've already thrown a charge move. I'm throwing a charge move. Our switch clocks are very desynced now, and they're finally getting out into Pharaoh. My only concern here is if they like banked a drill run, because that would be super effective against the Dedenne, and then I would still have alignment with their Stunfisk. But it's not like I could have Primeape Seamus, so I will probably instant swap here. Commit to the farm down. I'm probably more scared of a drill. Yeah, I'm probably more scared of a non-stab drill run from a Pharaoh than I am from a Mud Bomb from Stunfisk here. Even though Stunfisk is same type attack bonus, but just like the attack differences on these two Pokemon are substantial. So we'll take that Mud Bomb. Not enough to take out. I'm at a play rough, so this could potentially take out, or just short. Can I take this out here? CMP loss. So nice over farm by my opponent here. And we will see what's in the back. Ooh, okay, that's a top left. Yep. Can't do much when you see a Togekiss on a Primeape in the back here. Yeah, that's pretty hard countered because they had the Stunfisk on my Dedenne. But hey, look at that. Finally have one in my corner. Dedenne on Altaria. They get into their Credilli. I don't even know if this is the right move. Like, I know I have Karate Chop and Rage Fist, and I can just shield my way through this and kind of Karate Chop, Rage Fist my way through, which I'm probably going to do. But Poison is resisted by Corsola, so I could have easily come in there as well. But there is your second Rage Fist. So even if the Altaria comes in, I'm already 2 times boosted. And this is where Primeape can kind of get out of control. That it's really going to start putting pressure on shields here. So there's the third. if they don't throw, I'm going to get to a fourth and take this to like a couple HP. So they throw right at CMP, which is, they basically have to. Just right before, actually, because or else I would have won CMP. What's in the back? An Empoleon. So I am going to probably try to grab both shields here. Trying to do as much damage as I can here. Grab both shields, do as much damage with the Thunder Shock, and then I would not be surprised if I come and catch on Corsola. I have maybe 1 or 2 fast moves here left before I swap. Maybe 1. 2? Okay. 3? Well, I guess I was counting at the time. Had 3, so they come in Altaria, but you know, I have that cover move. I have Power Gem. This will one-shot. Empoleon's going to be pretty low. 1 Hydro's not going to take me out because I am almost at full health. So they're going to have to throw back-to-back, and at that point I can then Thunder Shock down if they do go back-to-back here. And they don't because they realize that that is exactly what's going to happen. Scizor, Dedenne. I have played this matchup a million times, but it's usually me with the Scizor against the Dedenne. And I know how this plays out. So I may get out of this matchup after I throw the second one. How it plays out is you throw the Parabol, the Dedenne throws the Parabolic Charge first, they shield, they throw Trailblaze, and then you can get to a second move here. And if they shield, they're just going to farm down and come out with energy. So I may nip that by coming in ahead here, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. You still may need to shield. Actually, that was fast. That was probably just a Night Slash, so I maybe not need to shield. But if they went to the others, they could have taken you pretty low. If they went Trailblaze, they could have grabbed that second shield, I mean. But I don't think it's worth getting farmed down there. So, take it out. And then, because Aqua Tail got nerfed a couple seasons ago, you are now getting to the close... Or actually, sorry, Mudshot got nerfed. You're now getting to the close combat at the same time as the Aqua Tail, which means you're going to win. Blastoise comes in. And then tops left. Okay, cool. Gastrodon, another bad lead. So tough here going to Corsola. You'll see sometimes I go Corsola, sometimes I go Primeape. I think, again, Primeape is higher ranked in the safe swap category. I think Corsola still plays pretty well because of the absence of Dark, right? There's not a ton of Dark in the meta. There's actually, I'm more worried about the normals than I am the Dark in this meta, quite honestly. There's Pharaoh, there's Ferret, there's Lickitung that's kind of back now. So there's definitely a decent amount of normal typings. You know, you see a couple, 1 or 2 Darks here and there, but not many at all. So just going Nightshade, it's resisted. I was thinking like, I don't know why. I think Nightshade is slightly less energy. Yeah, it is. That's why I went. Because Nightshade is slightly less energy than Power Gem, 5-4-5-4 versus 5-5-5-5, right? So I figured that if I went that way, I would be good. I think I'm just sacrificing this because they have the Gastrodon on the lead, right? So this thing is essentially useless for me. So I'm just basically going to just take all the damage here and then try and Primeape Rage Fist my way through this matchup. But it's still going to be pretty tough. And there is the Gastrodon. Problem is Gastrodon Mud Slaps are really going to add up on Primeape. I don't love using Primeape, if I'm going to be honest. Like, I like glass cannons, and people know I like glass cannons, but I like glass cannons in the fact that you can maybe they're not true glass cannons. Maybe they're like more attack heavy Pokemon that can still take charge moves sometimes. It just seems like Primeape's like, oh, here comes a freaking non-stab body slam from a Gastrodon, better shield or else I can be taken out. Like, that does not feel good. I could put pressure with Shadow Hydro Cannons from a Feraligatr without needing to worry that a body slam is going to take me out there, sort of thing. So I don't love those super glassy Pokemon like Primeape. Do get a bait off on the Giratina here, and at the same time getting to a second move, and they make the catch on the Corviknight. So risky, but great catch, knowing that I was trying to just take it out there. Coming Primeape, knowing that I'm going to have to probably shield one, but because I still chipped with the Play Rough, I know this is close combat range, and I know I can just like farm a bit, that if the Giratina comes back in, I'm pretty close to a Rage Fist coming out of this, I probably could have gone one more Karate Chop. But there's the Giratina, and here's the Rage Fist, right? This is why Primate can be pretty deadly at times. This will do good chip. I'll probably get taken out here. That's fine. Ooh, no, they throw the Ancient Power. And again, the Ancient Power. Is it the... Okay. They eventually get it into Empoleon, but behind on energy is not where you want to be. And the Astonishes are definitely adding up here. Okay. What's Giratina's recommended moveset? Is it Ancient Power? It's Ancient Power. Okay, so people are just following PV Poke blindly. I understand Dragon Claw got nerfed. But the damage for one extra... Is that Dragon Breath? Is it truly... Oh my goodness. Why are people running... Okay, I gotta stop this or else I'm gonna go... Okay, because I want to talk about the battles. Because I've been doing more of an effort for that. But this is insane to me why so many people are running Ancient Power. Everyone's running Shadow Sneak. I don't think that's... Oh, it's Dragon Claw Ancient Power. It's not Shadow Sneak Ancient Power. It's Dragon Claw Ancient Power. Because I was wondering... Because I was like, why would you run Ancient Power when you're running Shadow Sneak, but you're not? Because Dragon Claw seems like a must. It's 13... The count is 13, 12, 13, 12. And both Shadow Sneak and Ancient Power are 12, 11, 11, 11. So basically it takes one extra move on the first, second, third, and fourth to get to Dragon Claw. But Dragon Claw from the Shadow version here does... so 72, 72 for Ancient Power and Shadow Sneak, and 115 for Dragon Claw. So you're looking at 15 plus 28, 43 extra damage for Dragon Claw. That only is one turn more than Ancient Power and Shadow Sneak. So that makes sense. So I guess the question then is, what is more valuable, going Shadow Sneak or Ancient Power? Why I don't 100% agree with the Ancient Power is, if you're going to use Dragon Breath, Dragon Claw, which seems like almost a must, why would you not give yourself a move to throw at a Steel type Pokemon? Because at least if I see a Steel, like Empoleon, I'm probably going to lose anyways, but if I see a Steel, I want to be able to chip it with Shadow Sneak. If I have Ancient Power that's resisted by Steel, and then I have Dragon Breath, Dragon Claw that's resisted by Steel, it just seems like you're really screwing yourself over there. So the recommended moveset on PV Poke is Ancient Power, Dragon Claw, and I understand that Ancient Power has a 10% chance of boosting your attack and defense, and that can be very, very, very valuable. But giving up that coverage for Steels just doesn't seem like it makes a lot of sense to me. But again, maybe you'd argue... Yeah, you know, I think people would just argue the 10% chance of boosting your attack and defense while also seeing more flyers this season, right? You have Togekiss, you have Pharaoh, Talonflame, and Charizard. Charizard's back in the meta, Talonflame's still in the meta. So you'd have a lot more flying Pokemon. Fire got buffed. So you can make the argument for Ancient Power, but you're just giving up anything to throw at Steel. So just FYI if you do that. Okay. Altaria lead here. They are staying in. I know I baited, just knowing that it's a sort of bait because it's still neutral and their Dragon Breaths are not doing much. So I thought just boosting my attack twice would be valuable. Do force them out. They come in Marowak. This is where Corsola is pretty strong, right? Because you're just able to sort of take some of these moves. Take that Bone Club. A little slower on the charge. 15s here, 15, 12, but not bad when you're doing Astonish as a fast move to put on some fast move pressure. We may CMP on the next one here, and I'll probably shield to get this move off. Yeah, I think it's worth trying to fight for switch to get the Dene aligned on Altaria again. But if not, I'm going to instant swap. Yeah, that's not surprising to me. It's not surprising to me. Like, I don't think there's a reason to get farmed down on the Corsola. A couple more mud slaps, just make them come out with more energy. And they come into Empoleon, so that is unfortunate for them. Do not come into a shield down Empoleon into a loaded Primeape here. Not going to end well for you. One shot it with the close combat. If the Altaria comes in, maybe I get... No, not even close to Rage Fist. Actually, that was closer than I expected, and I still took it to 1 HP. So Dedene's going to come in. Going to shield. I did get that Thundershock through. I just think I needed that extra. I came in there and shielded because I think I needed that extra energy to take this out, because then the Mud Slap versus Astonish, that'd be a pretty close matchup. And I only have like a few HP left on Corsola. So needed to get that move off. Last one here, Empoleon. So good matchup for you in the fact that you're going to win CMP. And they come in Hypno. So I do hit them with Corsola. Looks like a Thunder Punch, so I'll probably let this go. Timing here is going to be weird because there's 9 versus 12 and now 12 versus 12. Now they're going to get to a move, so I'm going to commit to the farm down. Yeah, this is where fast move timing gets weird. The optimal is like 3 versus 4, but if you don't have the charge move, then you're at like 6 versus 8 or 9 versus 12, or then you're on the CMP. So, and then next optimal is 15 versus 16, but by that time they're at another move. So none of that made sense. So I decided to then just commit to the farm down to come out with energy. And then I'm like, maybe they're actually double weak to Corsola in the back. Like why would you safe swap Hypno? Maybe you're double weak to Ghost. So that is why I got out of that matchup, thinking like maybe this is got play in the back here. But it's an Altaria in the back. So that is okay. Primeape I also had Primeape that can deal with I also have a Primeape that can deal with Empoleon, so I wasn't as nervous about giving up to Dene there because I have 2 answers for Empoleon. Thundershocking the crap out of this thing. What am I, double boosted now, so I probably live this? I do. I get the farm down. They try to snipe, but I'm out of move. They're going to have to shield it. This is going to one-shot. Coming in Primeape. Knowing all I need is a Rage Fist. Gonna shield up a move. Try to get off the Rage Fist here to take this out. Assume I'm gonna win CMP. Pretty attack heavy here. And then take this out and counter, or I always say counter. You gotta remember, counter down was truly the thing that happened for the first 20 seasons of GBL. Counter had felt overpowered forever. And you counter down with Machamp, you counter down with Medi, you counter down with Primeape and Annihilate, and you counter down with everyone. But no, now you karate chop down with some of these Pokemon. You do counter with some still, like Annihilate and Medi, still run counter. And I guess Poliwrath too at times, so I guess you can still say counter down for some scenarios. Anyways, that is it. I think Ghosts are strong. I wouldn't be surprised if I run some variation of another Ghost Pokemon in the future, because I do think they have a lot of play in the meta. So yeah, like I've kind of called out a couple Pokemon that I think are very strong in the meta. Like I think Blastoise is extremely underrated. I think Ghosts are very strong in this meta. I know that Abomasnow core breaks, but I know me and a few other content creators have put out Ice Pokemon now, so people are trying to kind of recognizing that. I still like using Ninetales, but I understand its limitations, but that's just a personal favorite there. So yeah, with that, I'll say have a good weekend. I guess this is going up on Sunday. Just on the little side of, I'm going to go Dan Talk, because I haven't actually had a few Dan Talks in a while. And if you're watching on Sunday, you're a pretty loyal viewer anyways. 2 things. One is 3 things. One, you may have seen there is a link in the description about a second channel. So I at one time had a second channel on, it was like an economics politics channel. Problem is I'm actually in like an economics politics job, and there's like, I was almost at 1,000 subscribers on that one, but I'm like, it's like blurring the lines between whether I was even allowed to have that channel. So I've like, for safety for my real job, I'd rather just delete that. So I deleted that. At the same time, over the last, and I go over this, what is going to be eventually my first video for the channel is I used to play every single sport, and I was in like just incredible, like pretty good, like in shape, in the fact that I was like 6'2" and 140 pounds and played every single sport and had a 6-pack and can run 50 kilometers and do whatever, right? Because I was just always playing sports, always running around, and my stamina was incredible and my metabolism was through the roof. Then I tore my ACL and I had 3 knee surgeries, like multiple times, and I've had 3 knee surgeries. So I can't play sports anymore. So when I was in my young 20s, I started going to the gym 6 times a week. And then I was in truly the best shape of my life, because I actually was up to like 160, 170, and a lot of that was muscle. So I was definitely in the best shape of my life. And then over the last 4 years, COVID happened, and two kids happened, and putting out 2 videos a day happened with a full-time job. So people, I was going on my schedule. People are like, when do you have time for yourself? I don't. And what fell by the wayside was my health, basically, right? My stamina has gone down. My stamina is nothing. My metabolism is shrinking fast. So I was I felt the worst of my life. I was probably looked the worst of my life. So I was like, I need to start working out. And I'm like, the only way I'm going to work out is if I actually have a dedicated like channel to like post videos to keep me accountable. So I started that, and then recognized, oh, it's a lot harder to actually shoot videos and edit videos than it is when you just turn on a camera here, like I do here. So I was gonna launch that, but then I'm like, I've only done like 2 videos in a month, and it's not like I haven't been working out. Like I have worked out 3 to 4 times a week for the last month now. I just haven't been filming it. So I'm going to try starting to film it again in the future. I'll eventually have some videos go live there, but I want some videos before I do that. So if you see that in the link, that's that. That's number one. Number two is my wife is back at work for the first time in 7 years, essentially. Both are kids in school. With 2 young kids in school, kids are getting sick constantly. So last 2 days, I was at home. I had to take off work to be at home with my youngest because he was throwing up and running a high fever and everything. So if there are times where like you're expecting a second video and it doesn't come, or like I say something like, oh, have a good like Friday, and it's going up on Saturday, Sunday, it's just because I've had to like, I was expecting to shoot videos, but something probably came up in my life with the kids that I just had to like cut a video and rework them. That's the second thing. And the third thing is someone I mentioned about Dan Talk, because I had this idea for this in case this was like a problem, right? If like it's not a problem this week because it's Great League, but if like next week when it's like an Ultra League and a Jungle Cup, you know, by Friday or Saturday, people are going to be bored. I thought I wanted to do like this Dan Talk. I thought it'd be a good idea. So I'm still thinking about doing that. I think my first video didn't do as well as I wanted it to. Maybe that scared me off. The second thing is I don't really know what to talk about in these Dan Talk things. I have an idea of what I want to do my first one on, my first like next one. So I'll maybe put that out and see how it's received. But if you have any ideas of like what you want me to talk about in these Dan Talks, let me know in the comments below. Anyways, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. This will be going up Sunday because I'm kind of stuck on videos here. So this going up Sunday. I think there's probably some event next week that I'll cover, and then league turnover and all that stuff. So stay tuned. And I'm going to stop talking now. So thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.